You're watching Lansdowne Raw, the voice of the fans. On tonight's show, we catch up the latest news in Irish football as Evan Ferguson arrives in Italy ahead of a move to Roma. Is Obafemi off to Turkey? And Conor himself, the rep tracker, gives us the latest news and rumours in Irish football. It's Lansdowne Raw and it's live. I'm Martin Prendergast, joined by Conor McAvoy, rep tracker himself, to catch up on the latest news in Irish football. If you're a new subscriber to the show or new viewer, make sure you hit the subscribe button this evening, as we've already got nearly 200 viewers already, so that's fantastic to see. Lots to catch up on, especially Evan Ferguson. You may have seen it already, Conor. The amazing footage, wasn't it? What a welcome he got as he arrived in Rome.
Yeah, it was unbelievable, Martin. It was one of the best things we've seen for probably an Irish player ever, really, in terms of getting a welcoming from not just fans, but it just seemed like the whole of Rome just seemed to adore him. I know you'd say it was a smallish crowd at the airport, but it wouldn't. An Irish player moves abroad or an Irish player moves anywhere, they never get it really at an airport or going into a training ground or anything like that. So it's madness to see something like that and to see it go so viral. And I've never seen such positivity from people online towards the move. It's all of a sudden, the positivity was there 2 years ago. Evan Ferguson seems to all have come back, which is mad to see because it was all a lot of negative stuff, a lot of he's finished it, and now everyone's suddenly back on the Evan Ferguson bandwagon, which is it shows the way football fans are. They're very fickle. They change their mind every 5 minutes, but it's good to see everyone's back, and I'm sure it'll give him a boatload of confidence going into this move at Roma. The fact that he's already got the love from the fans straight away, and I'd say he can't wait now to get on the pitch for Roma, because who wouldn't want to play for fans that turn up to the airport to welcome you to the city?
Yeah, I mean, it was fantastic, wasn't it? I mean, it's not all confirmed yet, but we're expecting it to go through within the next 24, 48 hours. So
medical's done. It's just
medical's done. So it's just to finalise and announce it. And they'll do that in quite a clever way, I'd imagine. Lots of social media posts, I'm sure. And, will there be an unveiling in front of the fans, or is that kind of done, the kind of airport arrival?
I don't know. I don't know what we're doing. Yeah. To be honest, depends. Probably depends on the player.
Look, even so far, though, it's quite a high profile, isn't it? I mean, we've seen the photos as well of him, private jet over there. This is the way these transfers. I mean, we talk about Evan Ferguson, and we're big fans of him, of course, and want him to do well with Ireland. But just to see that happening, I mean, it's incredible, isn't it? The lifestyle these young footballers live, and that's an absolutely fantastic opportunity for him. As we said at the start of the show, we're the most interactive Irish football podcast out there. We want to hear from you, the Raw faithful, this evening. If you're not already a subscriber, please hit that subscribe button, hit like, share that there's a live football podcast going on now, so you can catch up on the latest news in Irish football. We do want to hear from you. Give us your opinions. Do you think Evan Ferguson to Roma is going to work out? We've got all the latest news, transfer roundup. Conor's been very busy off air, messaging me all day, saying, do you know about this? Oh, have you seen this? Rep tracker himself. He's in the building. He's letting us know what's happening. And I think one of the most fantastic bits of news today for me as an Ireland football fan, which we'll go on to later, but is Chidozie Akpeni back in action for Ipswich Town in the pre-season friendly, which I think is huge for him, but also huge for Ireland as we obviously head into the key qualification games. Got a bit of latest news. I'm going to throw up this one. Have got a little bit of latest news for you, and it's on the ticketing front. You just to let everybody know, Ireland football fans, many of you will be planning to head off to Armenia for the game in September in Yerevan. And just to let everyone know that the FAI have opened up the away portal. It's a very, very short window for that, so it actually closes in a few days' time. So make sure, if you are intending to travel, that you do apply for the FAI away portal, obviously, and where you have to put in your passport details and all your travel stuff as well. But I don't think there'll be high demand, I think, for tickets to some extent. But we've got lots of games, 6 games in September, October, November. It's a big qualification campaign ahead. Yerevan is a tricky one to get to, of course. But Conor, you're going over there, aren't you? You and Dave?
Yeah, I actually booked my flights the other day, flying through. To get over there, I'm flying through Budapest, and then on the way back, I'm flying through Rome. Me and Ferguson, we're getting a private jet together back to Rome after the game.
That's it.
Yeah, no, but it'll be one to look forward to now. It'll be one I think all fans that are going cannot wait for, because it looks a lovely city. Very cheap. A good excuse for any fan to go on to drink and spend very little money while they're at it without anyone giving out to you. But you're not going, are you?
No, I'm not able to go. No, but I'll tell you now, the Category 1 tickets are €45, which a lot of people are saying is very expensive, because obviously based on last time's prices. But yeah, the deadline to apply, just to let the Royal Faithful and Irish fans know out there, is Thursday, the 24th of July at 5 p.m. So make sure you do log into the FAI away portal. That's away.fai.ie. You obviously can set up a profile there as well. Even if you're a new Ireland fan, the first time you're intending to travel to support the boys in green abroad, make sure you set up your profile, passport info, all the travel information is needed as well. And hopefully you'll be lucky in the application for that, and head off to Yerevan and meet Dave and Conor in action. No, I'm not going off to it, Conor. Unfortunately, I've booked all the other ones, so just a busy time of year now, isn't it? And look, I've spoken, as many people know, I'm the club chairman of West London. And just to say, it's a strange one, like I know the game's only, it's a few months away, and maybe they're trying to get in the application early just before people head off for summer holidays and things like that. But, it's not a good time, asking for people for money as well, trying to get all that organised and committing to travel. But, the Irish fans will go, of course, in huge numbers, I'd expect. And it's a big trip, isn't it? Obviously on the back of the first home game, which I will be at. There you go.
Will you be? Yeah, will you? Oh, we don't.
I'll grace you with my presence at that one. But yeah, if you are heading over to Yerevan, make sure you do apply. Really, really important. Obviously,
I don't trust you.
Deadline.
I don't trust you to turn up.
You don't trust me. Yeah. But yeah, so that's some latest kind of ticket news, I suppose, for the Irish fans out there. And make sure, if you have just joined us this evening, we'll be here for probably a bit of an hour or so. Make sure you have hit the like button there and subscribe. Let everyone know you can watch us on all of our social media channels as well. We've got it on X, on lansdowneroad.ie. We've got under Rep Tracker as well, and under Lansdowne Raw as well, and also on Facebook and Lansdowne Raw, obviously on YouTube as well. So make sure you're subscribed and you'll get the latest news and when we are going to be on. That's it. That's what it is. It's letting you know when we are going to be doing these live shows. And you can also go back and check out our back catalogue on the YouTube channel, which also features the League of Ireland show, which Conor and David do a fantastic job of course. Because I have no... I'm joking. I do have interest in it, of course. I did see some news the other day. Who sent me that Kilkenny Carlo are looking to resurrect Buckley Park as a full-time home, as if they come into the third tier, the much muted third tier of Irish football. So that could be nice. I mean, I did enjoy Buckley Park over the years.
It does make sense, though, doesn't it? Like, just where it's like, it makes sense. It's a ground now ready made for League of Ireland, especially at the third tier. It would be one of the better stadiums as such. So yeah, I think it will be one that will happen. So it should be a good addition to the League of Ireland again.
Yeah, and we're off on a holly bob soon, over to Ireland. Myself and Dave, we're going to meet up with Conor. We're going to try and catch a League of Ireland
together. Are you? That's a nice couple's honeymoon.
Yeah.
Honeymoon, is it? Yeah. Yep. You and Dave going to wee date.
That's it. More than welcome. No problem with that, Conor.
Imagine a full week with Dave, Mr. Volatile, with him for a full week. Oh, Jesus Christ!
I don't know. No, it's a lot easier going away with the kids, to be honest. I've travelled away with Dave, and it's not. You've been away with Dave as well. Jesus, it's not. He does need his rest. That's what's important. As we bring you, obviously, the
day off. He needs his day off.
I've been on an island trip with him, and I need a rest. But he does a fantastic job, of course, what he does. But lots to catch up this evening. We want to hear your comments, though. That's really important. It's a live show for a reason. We want to hear from you, the Raw faithful. Do you think it's going to work out for Evan at Roma? Did you see that incredible welcome at the airport there as he arrived? And what other transfers are you hearing? Rumours of anybody? Yep.
We haven't got your viewpoint of it, because it was me and Dave spoke about it. So what do you think of the move?
Well, Evan. Yeah, I think it's great. Yeah, brilliant. He needs to play. I think he will. I don't mind that it's kind of a loan deal, was it originally, and then for a while, is it, and then
an option to buy
option to buy. That's the way it goes. That's the way it goes now in modern football. He'll I was hoping. I think we did hope with the movement at Brighton what happened to like some strikers obviously moving on from there. Danny Welbeck's coming towards the end there, of course, as well. But it just didn't work out from last season. He needs to play regularly. Massive move for him to get it right. I think he's backing himself to go over there. He's probably seen what Troy's done in the Netherlands and thinking, yep, look, I need to be playing regularly. He's up against Adam Eder, of course. He's playing quite regularly, isn't he, in Scotland, or he will. So that's the competition. So
that's not if Johnny Kenny takes his place Celtic, isn't that right?
Well, maybe, yeah, that could be the case. Johnny Kenny could. But no, we're seeing. We're going to catch up later on the show with, how the lads are getting on in their pre-season games. Some lads have been brought on, the big tours and things like that. Some of these underage players as well, and it's absolutely fantastic opportunities for them. But we need these lads to be settling in and playing and coming back from injuries, as we're going to chat about Obafemi later as well. But I really hope he does well there, because he's a fantastically talented player. It might well suit him down to the ground. And, I'm hoping that Brighton are looking back and thinking, Jesus, how do we let him go out the door, albeit on...
See Fabian Hurst or the Egypt. To see him in Egypt to speak and saying, yeah, send him a loan. It'd be good to get Evan out on loan because he needs minutes or whatever, so he can get himself back to himself and back with confidence again, and then he'll be a big player for Brighton in the future. What are you on about, Egypt? Why you're saying it, but you've included an option to buy in the deal? I know he doesn't make these deals, but he's part of the reason Evan didn't play last season, really, because he was the man who picks the team. But I don't know what he's on about, to be honest. Like, he's... That Hurst does my head in. But yeah, in fairness, he's playing Andy Moore and Cashin, which I like.
Yeah, but even if he had lost, even if he had lost confidence and stuff, he's 20 years old. Like, he's had ups and downs. Like, he's a young man living away from home, trying to work it out in the Premier League, playing at that high level. Might have gone to his head a little bit, all that hype on Match of the Day, and who could blame him? He's been trusted with Ireland. Stephen Kenny brought him in. Trusted him incredibly young age in a very, very difficult Ireland team at that time as well. And now, he's got a lot of experience. He's had difficult moments in the green shirt of Ireland, of course, as well. Missed a penalty that would knock his confidence a bit as well, but he's still being trusted. And I hope it really works out well for him. So yeah, I want to hear from you, the Raw faithful, tonight. Let us know your views. Do you think it's going to work out? And also, let's talk about the strikers. Who do you think will be our starting lineup in September? Who will start against Hungary? Do you think Evan, if he has an absolutely amazing start to his time in Rome, is he going to be number one striker for Heimer coming into the next game?
I think it'll be it anyway.
Yeah, I think he will be. Yeah,
I think as long as he's playing minutes, I think he'll be given that main man role. It was been the same the last couple of years. If Evan's fit, Evan plays. Simple as, really, for Ireland. Like, it seems to be that way.
Well, I don't know, Conor, because there is this man to talk about. Michael Obafemi, linked with
Obafemi.
a move.
Score some goals for Camouflage.
Yeah.
How do you pronounce that team's name?
Oh, God. I don't know.
Go on.
But, I mean, look at that beautiful shirt there. I mean, that just shows you that we struggled to get a shirt with him. I mean, incredible athletic build, Obafemi. I've always said it. He's more of he's got a sprinter's build, isn't he? More than a footballer. And
biggest chest I've ever seen in a footballer.
Yeah.
Have you seen the size of his chest? It's massive. The way, I don't know whether it's his frame, but he always looks like a bird.
Row of 40 medals on his chest, big chest.
Yeah, he does. But it's mad. I don't know. I don't even know how you pronounce that team. If someone can tell me how to pronounce Kazim Pasa. That's how I pronounce it, but that's just from the eye. But what do you think of him possibly going to Turkey? Or, well, I'll say first, but it seems to be a weird one, Martin, anyway. The reports from Turkey, he went to Istanbul to go, to sign for them, or maybe it was just agreed a deal, and then get stuff arranged, and then he went back to Italy to get his belongings or whatever, say bye to people at Burnley. I'd imagine he didn't really, because it's not like he tore up any trees there, and his agents have told him not to fly back yet because they want more money off Burnley. So I don't know really what that means. What they want more, maybe they want to compensate, but usually that doesn't happen when they're leaving, or I don't know what the situation is, because usually like the agent fee is going to get the money off this club they're signing for. Obafemi is going to be in a Burnley wage until he leaves, so I don't know what the situation is. It seems a bit odd because personally I think a move to that league is actually quite a good move, because the Turkish league is very, very strong. I know they finished mid-table, but it is a very strong league. It's as strong as the championship. The top teams in the Turkish league are all very, very good sides. We've seen Festi going as well, go there as well. It's probably a lovely country to live in. The money is very good in Turkey. The lifestyle is going to be very good. So I think if he went there and he done well, it would be a very good move for him because it would put his career right back on track. But I think it's a sign where Obafemi's gone wrong over the last couple of years. Like, because if we predicted Obafemi when he first broke through at, what was it, 17, he made his debut, and even when he came to Ireland, and it was 4 years ago when he scored that goal against Scotland, which is crazy to think that's 4 years already. Don't know whether I'm getting old or it's just that the time goes fast, because that does not feel like 4 years ago. But he's done nothing since really with his career, and it's sad to see because I think everyone loved Michael Obafemi. He's just such a lovable character. He just when you hear him speak after games or whether he is with fans, everyone loves him. He just seems a likable fella, and it just hasn't gone right for him. It's just obviously people speak about attitude problems in terms of turned up late to training or missing training, and you just wonder what's wrong. Hopefully the Plymouth loan probably maybe shot something up his arse that he can get himself back on track, because maybe that made him feel that maybe if I struggled here, this team got relegated and I didn't even start most weeks, I need to get myself nowhere. I went from being a possible Premier League striker, which he was looking like he was going to be, to a player that people thought maybe he might end up in League One, and going to Turkey could be a saving grace because it is a high level of football, and with his technical and physical attributes, he should be playing at a very high level. Because I don't really see, Martin, I know I'm going on here, I don't really see that much weaknesses in Obafemi's game, because he's fast, he's strong, he's very good at holding with the ball, very good at linking up to play, can drop deep and pick up the ball, and he's absolutely rapid to running behind. So it makes no sense why he shouldn't be. I know he's always struggled with like hamstrings injuries and stuff, but maybe that's just naturally what always happens with lads that are of his pace.
That physique, yeah.
Yeah, but there's just something not right there, because he's just too good to not have clicked whatsoever since he left Swansea.
Yeah, I mean, I do like him. He's a great lad. Like, you know, I've seen him around the camp and stuff. Like he's just like very, very likable. I think they're very popular with the rest of the squad. And you know, it did come really early for him. You know, hard a little bit with the Martin O'Neill kind of era. You know, putting that game in Aarhus to dead rubber. Stop-start, of course. And I just think with him, yeah, I've always been worried about concerned about him with his physique and stuff, because I've always thought of him as a striker. And this move might be there. Like, you're telling me that there is a comparison between the Championship level and the Turkish league. Everyone I know at the moment is going off to Turkey, but they're going on holidays. I'm quite happy Obafemi, he's going over there to play football. And I think it could be a little kickstart for him as well, because Plymouth must have been a massive wake-up call, because it must have shown him that, you know, if I can't get in there, like, something's going wrong. I mean, I was thinking when you were chatting about Obafemi, I was thinking, you know, the likes of, you know, we've seen Callum O'Dowd go to Hungary. Players are going more off abroad now. Of course, Evan obviously going off to Rome. But, you know, if I've seen like Callum Robinson, even that wouldn't surprise me, him going there. You know, they will be on good money. It's a very, very good level. It's an opportunity to put yourself in the shop window again for international. Like, I know it's not a shop and there's no transfer window, of course, but it's more that, you know, you're still letting your international manager know that you're playing at a very, very good level. The thing with Obafemi, I think he's going to always struggle to stay fit, and I don't know whether that comes down to, you know, again, psychologically for him, if he's breaking down all the time and training, it must be so disheartening for him, because the talent's obviously there. I mean, Stephen Kenny loved him as well, you know. Even that Scotland game, I think he was injured in that game and came off. I don't think he played the game after that. So it's just having that consistency out of him, and I think just sadly his body.
We went to, was that Ukraine after we played after? Was it Ukraine after? Yeah. It was when Collins scored that goal, that outrageous goal, yeah. But it's just it's so disappointing, because I actually remember he did the interview after the game, didn't he? And he was asked, "Are you okay?" And he had the big smile in his face. He says, "With basically, I don't care, I'm okay, don't worry, I'm all right." But he would end up having an injury. But yeah, because you could just see how happy he was when that moment happened against Scotland, and then his interview after, and everyone loved him. He's he's one of the best players to have probably in media, because you can let him say what he wants, and you can trust him not to say something stupid at the same time, because he's one of them fellas that me and you have spoke about in the past, about lads lacking a bit of character, or like hiding behind the media training, but he just does whatever, and people are happy to let him talk away because everyone knows he's great entertainment. There'll be great clips out of him and stuff. But yeah, I'm happy though he's going down this route of going to Turkey.
Yeah, I think it's good. Hopefully, it's going to be a good move for him.
Do you think if he starts well, you think it puts him straight back in the Ireland squad?
I wouldn't think it puts him. I mean, that's the problem now. We haven't got friendlies, have we? That's the problem for him. You know, barring injuries to some of the lads who I think would be first choice in the squad, you know, I can't see him coming in straight away unless he does something exceptional, which he could well do. You know, but that's what he needs to do. He has to go and prove himself over there and score regularly, stay fit, and then he's got an argument, hasn't he, to knock on the door.
Because it is at the moment, the bracket basically is the main three have been our Ferguson, Parrott, Nita, which they've deservedly been the main three over the last 4 or 5 years. They've shown it for Ireland and at club level, and then there's probably a bracket outside it at the moment with you have Obafemi, Sinclair Armstrong, Tom Cannon. That's really the next three, and them three are probably trying to break into that main picture. Aaron Conley probably would have been a part of that picture last season, but then obviously he's in League One now, so it takes him kind of out of that. And the same with Callum Robinson, him being in League One is probably taking him out of that as well. So I think there's like three of Obafemi, Armstrong, and Cannon are the three that probably are on if they go through a really good patch this season. And if either Parrott or Ferguson is injured or not clicking for any reason, then get them in the squad. Or as we've seen in March, if you remember, for the Bulgaria camp, Sinclair Armstrong was in that as well, and there was 4 strikers picked. So it could be just depend on the opponent that we play. But it's for, I don't know, Martin, there's a question probably for the comments as well. I know some people will probably give out, but when have we ever had 6 or 7 strikers actually playing at this level or doing this level well? That I think that any of them, you'd probably say 7 strikers over the last 10 years would have made really any Ireland squad. Not starting, but would have made it, because there was never really we've always struggled for real strength and depth, haven't we? There's always been a massive fall off. Like if you think of when Stephen Kenny first came in, we had like Scott Hogan playing regularly for Ireland. We had who else did we have? Like I'm trying to even think, because you'd forget how some of the names were, because some of them were just so. We had Troy Parrott playing for us when he was playing at League One, like, and that's when he was well off it. And Callum Robinson at one stage was the saving grace of Irish football, when didn't he score 3 goals in the Premier League? But the improvement's been huge in terms of strength. I know we haven't really seen it. I know we haven't really seen it on the pitch, but in terms of on paper and what we have to rely on, it's massively improved. We just need to see that improvement on the pitch and someone really making that jersey their own, because like it's all well and good saying, oh, if you score well at club level or do well at club level, you're going to break into this Ireland team. The biggest way of becoming the main striker for Ireland or selling down the position for Ireland is when you play for Ireland, taking that opportunity and playing really well and making known. But like, probably the best example over the last probably year has been Robbie Brady, because no one's ever going to, no matter what Robbie Brady probably does now at Preston, we think he's going to start for Ireland because of how well he's done under Heimer and how much he's made a huge impact. But when it comes to other names like CJ Hamilton, when it comes to lads like I don't know, say you have I'd say when you come to lads like maybe Mikey Johnson, who've just been okay at times, done all right, and then some off games, they've not really laid a mark on them for themselves, and they have to kind of do well at club level to keep that position their own. Whilst the likes of Robbie Brady has cemented himself as Ireland's number 1 left back.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, look, we want to see these lads playing. I mean, look, I was going to actually ask you, I'm going to throw you under the bus a little bit here, but Sinclair Armstrong, any word on how he's getting on?
They played a friendly the other day. I don't know what the situation is in terms of how well he's doing or not, because Bristol City have only played 1 friendly. So Donny Neal said James Collins was our number one striker, even though he was a very good striker in EFL. He was scored goals for fun, but he was never. You knew, and Ian O'Brien is another as well. Like, you never knew them lads. The lads were never going to be at the level. Like, the thing is, all our lads are young. They have the potential to go on and play at a higher level in the championship. But yeah, it's been. I'm not too sure how his preseason's gone so far for Sinclair, because they played one friendly. They played Bournemouth the other day in like 320 minutes. And as TK says, sense with sinks, as he done in the preseason. But I'm sure he'll stay at Bristol, and this season will be his kick-on year, because I've no doubt that once it clicks, he'll be impossible to stop when it all clicks for him. And hopefully this is the season, because this is the year we need him to kick on with the World Cup qualifiers, and it'll suit some of the opponents we play against. And also at Bristol City, it's good to see Adam Murphy, who signed for them from St. Pat's a couple of years ago. Another has really, really struggled with injuries over the last couple of years, even when he was at St. Pat's. And he's been fit since January, and he's done really well for them in pre-season. Played 60 minutes against Bournemouth the other day. They have a friendly tomorrow morning. It'll be interesting to see. I don't know if it'll be streamed. If it's streamed, it's at 12 o'clock tomorrow. If it's streamed, I'll watch that to see how the Irish lads do. Obviously, Max O'Leary's out injured, and Luke McNally is as well. But yeah, it'd be good to see them two lads, and Jason Knight there obviously as well. So we haven't heard anything about his future, but it'd be good to see Murphy and Sinclair Armstrong, two lads that were in the 21s last camp and last year. Well, Murphy's still eligible for 21s, do very well, and hopefully it is just a start for them lads.
Yeah, I mean, just my point on Sinclair. I think actually, if you compare him to Obafemi, I think he's ahead of him, because I think potentially he's going to offer a lot more. Similar kind of profile of running behind, strength, quite dynamic as well. So yeah, I think I'm really interested to see how he's going to get on this season.
I think he's established himself as number 4. Would you say?
Yeah,
I think Cannon, himself and Cannon are kind of the number 4. You'd kind of say at the moment. But the thing is, because none of our strikers is really. I know Parrott done very well last season, and Eda done very well, but they weren't doing it in the Premier League, so they weren't pulling up any trees like the Dutch League. Like, the thing is, the Dutch League, the teams at the top of the Dutch League are very good, but then the teams at the bottom of the Dutch League are all, you'd say they're all League One standard, and then the Scottish teams are just, I don't want to say the words because I'll get given out to, but the Scottish teams aren't the highest standard, so that's kind of what happens. Like, if they do really well in the Championship, they'll probably be overtaken. I actually seen Cannon scored a free kick the other day for Sheffield United, so which is good that he started well for pre-season, and hopefully under the new manager he's doing well, and hopefully, I think they're playing again tomorrow, hopefully Sam Curtis can impress in their next pre-season game as well, because I think everyone wants to see Sam Curtis do so well after how well he done with St. Pat's in the League of Ireland when he was playing at home.
Yep. And we're just going to move on to a little bit of transfer news here that we can kind of talk about here. This is David Agagbu. Joined left Walsall and joined Peterborough today, centre back. What's your thoughts on him? Yeah,
it's for Ferguson centre back, Ireland or 21 centre back. It was kind of it's been a quiet day for transfers, Martin, hasn't it? It's been gone very quiet. Well, yesterday was just madness, wasn't it? And
what have you done with yourself?
I don't know. I just cried. Had to listen to you and Dio talk for ages, or Mr. Volatile earlier. But yeah, but it's a very good move for him. Peterborough, obviously owned by Darragh McAnthony, an Irishman. They've been notorious over the last, 5-10 years of bringing in young talent and developing them. They brought him in, I think, a 6-figure fee, which will probably do. He used to play for St. Kevin's, so St. Kevin's will probably be delighted to get a bit of money as well from that. And yeah, very good centre back, done very well also all last season. Ireland 21 international, very strong, very fast, good on the ball, and it's probably a great move for him at this stage of his career, only 21. Will hopefully kick on now at Peterborough, who will look to probably improve a lot this season, because I know they had quite a underwhelming year last year, because they're used to always, they were kind of really been a yo-yo club between the Championship and League One, and this past season they were kind of nowhere near playoffs. So yeah, it's a very good move for David, and hopefully he can kick on the season and be another of our Ireland defenders that is establishing themselves at the top level. Hopefully he can somehow resurrect himself and just become a midfielder tomorrow. But yeah, another top centre half coming through.
Right, we do want to hear from you, the Raw Faithful, this evening. Any questions you got for us, or any news you want to share, or anything you want to give your opinion on, do make sure you give a comment there in there, and we'll get through those in very, very shortly.
Put in the comments of a question. I asked everyone on Twitter and I asked everyone on Instagram who should start for Celtic on the first game of the Scottish Premiership season next Saturday. Johnny Kenny or Adam Ida? no bias towards either player, but who do you think should start? Because just according to the online polls, whether Celtic Symphony likes to say it or not, the fans have gone with the majority of Johnny Kenny starting. I know he will be too up, but a lot of fans want Johnny Kenny to start, which isn't a bad thing. Well, the thing is, it's great to have two Irishmen competing for the number 9 spot. That's all the big news, is it, Martin? It's been kind of a quiet day, isn't it? It's been a very quiet day because obviously me and Dave recorded yesterday. But I think there's one thing that's made you happy and put a smile on your little face.
Well, two things. I'm going to come on to that one, but this one, we've just seen a comment there about, which we'll come on to. Guys, are you surprised Josh Keeley went to Luton? Delighted he left Spurs, but thought a Leeds Championship he would go to. Yeah, and this is, I'm just going to throw this up because obviously friend of the pod. I'm going to give a shout out to Brendan and Josh, of course, as well. But that is, I know you spoke about this, but this is, I think it's a great move. I mean, I haven't spoken about it with you guys, but yeah, look, off to Luton. Yeah, delighted for Josh there. He's in the training gear there, isn't he? And he's showing off.
No, that's the actual. That's the jersey. That's the actual.
Oh, is that the jersey?
Yeah, that is the jersey.
A little bit of modelling there of the precision goalkeeper gloves. I spoke about those with Brendan as well. We'll give them a shout out. Might get a few extra quid in the sponsorship deal.
Have you been doing some behind the scenes with precision? Have you?
I haven't. No, but I'm just saying. I did inquire about these goalkeeper deals, and I'm interested to know. No on that actually. But yeah, I think it's a great move for Josh. I mean, look, back to the question though. What's your thoughts on that? Did you think he'd go Championship or?
I think we all thought he was great move, we all thought he was going to go to the Championship, to be honest. I think you're just happy he's in Luton because you're from Enfield and Luton is right beside Enfield. So if you want to go to Kenilworth Road, it's right beside you. I think that's why you're more happy.
I think
that's why you're happy.
Handy for the Raw Faithful meetup, that is. We could definitely have a little trip to Luton, fly into from Dublin to Luton Airport.
Yeah.
And we can definitely catch up and support Josh in action, which is our plan, I think.
But I think it's been a kind of a surprise that he's ended up in League One again. But I don't know where I'm getting Scotland out of. Alameda is just stuck in my head because of Celtic. I'm happy Josh has got a permanent move because he can kind of settle somewhere because he's had 2 loans in the last 2 years. The big issue with him has always been that he's not a homegrown player because he moved over to Spurs quite late. And Spurs, when someone's not homegrown, a goalkeeper, it can be quite difficult to break through with these clubs. So I think Spurs have just decided that they offered him a contract. Luton offered a contract to him as well and said they'd pay the money Spurs wanted. And obviously Luton have offered a better deal than Spurs have, or he would have just signed a new deal at Spurs and gone out on loan, which probably would have been the Championship if he would have went out on loan, because I'm sure the interest probably would have been higher if it was just a loan move. But it's this very smart move from Luton, as we spoke about the parachute payments that they still have rolling in, that we didn't expect them really to be taking the parachute payments whilst they're in League One. But I think it's a very good move at this stage of his career. Luton, I know people have been giving out saying that they don't think they'll win the league. I think they will. They sign players like Naki Wells, who was very excellent for Bristol City last season, and I think they're going to come straight back up. I think Mark McGuinness, the fact they're keeping Mark McGuinness, and it looks like they're going to keep Melanie Galley as well, is a statement of really intent this season. And I think it's a great move for Josh. It's going to be 1 year probably 1 year of staying at the same level to then hopefully go straight back up. And then if they get to the Championship next season, they'll still have money to spend and they'll be in a good position to finish well within the playoff places anyway. So I think it's a good move for Josh, especially when he's still very young.
Yeah, I agree with you completely. Yeah, so we're following that with interest. I mean, big Irish community in Luton as well, so he's going to get a lot of support. And like you said, Mark McGuinness is there, so it's fantastic. I think it's could be the start of a solid spine from the back leading forward for Ireland. McGuinness in front of him, and it's a great bit of business for them. I know you said the parachute payments. Right, but I mean that is like it's good business. Like he was in the Ireland senior squad. He's an up and coming goalkeeper, very young as well, obviously, but a fantastic season last year, Leighton Orient, of course. So all the best to him, and we're following that one and getting up there to obviously see him in action. So looking forward to it. But the other news and a very nice little segue here again. One of the Luton Town old boys. Not an old boy though, but an absolute legend for Luton. Really endeared himself to the Luton Town fans, Chidozie Ogbene, now at Ipswich, of course. But that has made me happy to see Chidozie Ogbene back in action. That's pre-season today, wasn't it?
No, yesterday.
Oh, yesterday.
Not even yesterday. I think it was the day before yesterday.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, God, but it was the last couple of days. Or maybe it was yesterday. Right. I can't remember. There's too many things going on in football at the moment. Martin Barr today. But yeah. You tell everyone how happy you are.
I love Chidozie. I think it's brilliant. I just think he like a little bit like Obafemi as well. Just the vibe around the camp. Very, very positive person. Interacts fantastically well with the fans. Gets it. Whenever he goes back to Ireland, you see him going to Cork and that, visiting former clubs and things like that. So, but also one of our best players on his day without a doubt. And we've seen Festy coming through, kind of challenging for his place as well. I'm a little bit nervous just about that injury, but I'm just hoping that he's gonna do really well in the Championship, obviously with Ipswich now, and get back flying. It's a very difficult injury to recover from, kind of Achilles, isn't it? Feet injuries.
Yeah.
So I'm just hoping that but he's a very intelligent player as well. I'm just hoping he hasn't lost too much pace, or he did say to Heimer again, referenced before the last games, of course, that he was going to be determined to be the fittest player he could be coming back into them September games. So what an addition that would be, though, if he could be in our squad in September.
I think I think any other player would be as professional when it comes to rehabbing that injury. Yeah. I think that he would have done everything right and made sure everything's inch perfect. So I think he'll be flying, and I like the way Ipswich only played him for 12 minutes yesterday, so they're obviously easing him back into it, gradually building it up. And yeah, I think we all love Chio. Like, he's a likable fella. He's an excellent footballer. He plays football the way all fans want him to. Want people to play just raw passion and pace and power. Gets you off your feet. Nearly scored one of the greatest goals we ever seen in the Viva, which he was disgracefully robbed by was it VAR or was it just official on the day?
I think it was official on the day, wasn't it? I think.
Yeah. Was it official? Was it? It was given offside against Greece. But it was a disgrace. It was at disallowed. Imagine we won that game. We would have been flying. If we would have scored that, if that goal would have counted, we would have won that game. We actually would have won that game if that goal would have counted. But it's great to see him back, and everyone loves Chio and the great Irish connection there. It looks like Dara O'Shea is going to be made club captain with Sam Morsey going out the door, and Sammy Smoddock's there. Great to see young Leon Adiendi with them as well on their pre-season trip in Austria, I believe it's in, and I think he was on loan at Rochdale last season, and now he's back with them for pre-season, which is great to see. More Irishmen there, and then Jack Taylor as well. Hopefully, you'd really hope this season will be Jack Taylor's season of establishing himself, Martin, as a first teamer, because like not a first teamer but like a starter. But as I've said before, I think he is very, very good in the role of coming off the bench last 20 minutes and being a real impact sub. I think he's brilliant at that last 20 minutes, half an hour, but no player wants to be an impact sub as their role, like, because it's just not him, like. But just on as we're speaking about pre-season, there's been another. Did you see Stoke City played Liverpool yesterday?
No, I didn't know.
They lost 5-0 per Boston. But they played them as centre half again, which is appalls. But it seems from what all Stoke fans I've heard from is and looking at their squad, it is thin, very, very thin. They've no senior centre backs really, and Boston's kind of had to fill in a centre half, and they're waiting a few rivals. I know Woutberger that they have, the Dutch fella, is leaving for Hoffenheim for a couple of million, the centre midfielder, and that'll seemingly means that Boston will probably go straight into his role as at like number 8 in the midfield or sitting deeper, and they'll just naturally have to sign. Even if Boston had to play centre back for the season, they still need to sign centre halves because they're thin. Their squad is so thin, and pity that they've got such a bad beating, because it's not good for anyone losing 5-0, especially against Liverpool, for of all teams. But yeah, and another one today, Andy Moore and Aaron Cashin both played the second half for Brighton against Las Palmas in a 2-0 win. Andy actually played right back, and as on the match report it said, which is quite interesting, Andrew Moran was filling in at right back and pulled off the tackle of the game as Pedro Mijas raced in on goal and seemed to have enough time to pick a spot, but Albion's Irishman slid in to poke the ball behind for a corner, for which he received a few complimentary smacks in the back of his head. And that is my star boy right there. Play him a right back, play him anywhere, play him a goal if you have to. What a player. But it's great to see Andy Moran doing so well, isn't it, in pre-season, and really making an impression for himself that he's come in there now, and Hurstler seems to have really taken a fancy to him. Last season, obviously, he was there with them for pre-season, and then they gave him a new contract, another like 4-year deal, which showed he must have impressed then. And he's impressing even further now this year. Obviously, we don't want him playing right back, but it just seemed to be horses for courses type of thing, or just made most sense maybe playing at right back. And you know what modern football is, and the way Brighton definitely play of all teams, it's the inverted fullback thing. So I imagine he must have came into midfield and just played at right fullback for the defensive work. But yeah, it's great to see Andy Moore do so well, and because, as I've said for years, he's the best number 10 we have produced in a long time. So he is he's on the verge of being, well, he's not he's on the verge, but he is a player we kind of are relying on to achieve great things, and I have no doubt that he will.
Yep, that's what we want to see, of course. And where can all the Raw faithful follow all this latest news on Irish footballers? Obviously on X at Rep Tracker, Conor himself giving us the latest news, and follow it, doing the work for you, doing God's work, as Dave says. And
DM.
Yeah, there you go. DM. Yeah, me retweeting your stuff as I normally do. But yeah, we're gonna get to the good part of the show now, where we're gonna get to your comments. We want to hear from you, the Raw faithful, before we wrap up the show. But yeah, thanks for 1,500 view on a Monday night, catching up with us on Lansdowne Raw Live. We do appreciate your support. Make sure you have subscribed, and obviously we've got a lot of content coming out in the next few weeks, especially as we gear up to the start of the new EFL, Premier League, Scottish season, all starting, of course. And we have the League of Ireland show where you can catch up on the latest news in Irish football, of course, during the week. But yeah, we want you to be with us all the way. We've got some exciting plans for the pod this year before we head off on our travels in September, October, and November for the World Cup qualifiers. And again, before we head off next summer to America and Canada and Mexico in June.
Yeah, and if you want to work with us, and if you are a company or you are a brand or you have something intriguing and you want to work with Rep Tracker and Lansdowne Rower, or not Rower because no one wants to work with Dave because he's in Egypt, just contact us. But yeah, because it's going to be, I actually cannot wait for September, but I'm going to be absolutely shit myself, to put it lightly, when it comes to September, because that Hungary game is going to be the biggest game we've played since that playoff against, we had that playoff against Slovakia, we lost penalties, but in terms of fans, since the playoff against Denmark at home. So yeah, I can't wait, but I'm going to be shit myself at the same time, because it's going to be the biggest game, and I don't really shit myself in football matches, but that game will have me nervous.
And again, I'll mention that, to get behind the boys in green, of course, the FAI is still selling the triple packages, I believe. I think the junior tickets are all sold out now, though. It's just adult tickets left. So do get there to support the boys in green over the 3 games. That's the Hungary, Armenia home, and obviously Portugal as well. So massive games coming up for Ireland, and we'll be there covering all of them, because just to let you know what we do as a show, the lads are in the stadiums before the games, catching up with all the latest news. We do preview shows in the lead up of International Week. We're at the press conferences as well when we're in the stadium on match day, and we also do the aftermath. So straight after the final whistle, the lads catch up with the Raw faithful to get your views, the most interactive Irish football podcast out there. We want to hear from you after the game. So whether it's win, lose or draw, we get your immediate on-the-ground feedback and get the thoughts of the lads as well. And then we are on our travels around the world following Ireland, because we absolutely love it, and that's what we do for our country. Anyway, we're going to get to your comments. Here we go. So we've just been chatting for about an hour so far, and this is obviously the context. I always like to explain this bit, but yeah, lots of comments coming through in response to some of the outrageous things that we've come out with tonight. But yeah, that's the most interactive part of the show, of course. So I want to hear from you, and we will give you obviously a shout out. Make sure you have all subscribed, of course, and also check out our website, lansdowneroad.ie. That's lansdowneroad.ie, where you can find out the latest news as well on Irish football. Some fantastic articles written by our fantastic writing team on all sorts of things about Irish football. And we've got some massive plans, as I said. So make sure you subscribe, follow us on all our social media outlets as well, so that you will know what we're up to and what our amazing plans are. Right, Jason, how are you getting on, my friend? Good lad, big follower of the pod. He says about, I think this is in reaction to my introduction when I talk about Obafemi, that's kind of fallen through to move to Turkey. And then he says, how are you, lads? Any more word from a Jason Knight transfer? I know Jason's hoping this one might not happen, because I know that he is a shirt collector like myself, and he recently purchased.
Yeah, he sent me that as well. Yeah, he sent me that as well. Yeah.
It was a lovely shirt, actually. That was in response to our last shirt chat. And just to asking, there is the move to Everton falling through. Have you heard anything more on that, Conor?
No, I haven't heard that really. But there's not been a huge amount of credible sources that have mentioned it really, or I can imagine there's just natural interest. I don't know if they ever put an actual bid in, or because I've seen stuff thrown about like 13, 14 million. You think they probably would have accepted it, but I don't know what the story is. To be honest, like it's gone very quiet. I wouldn't be surprised if he stays, but you'd think that there would have been something.
He captain towards the end as well as Bristol.
He's club captain. He's club captain. Okay. But strange that he's there's not really been, but it's still like there still is like a month left. But you think there would have been something might have developed in some context.
Okay. I don't know what this is about, but Freddie Simpson opinions on Cornell, the Lincoln City fan, Martin.
Don't know Cornell. You do know Cornell, DJ Cornell.
All right, yeah.
You know my mate Cornell, the Lincoln fan on Twitter.
All right.
He's massive League of Ireland fan.
Yes, yeah.
Massive League of Ireland fan and fan of Irish football. What a legend.
All right. Okay. Moving out, foreign will genuinely make these players better, says Ryan. And that's obviously in response to lots of lads now playing, obviously, their football abroad. Celtic Symphony, a regular view of the show. Thanks for as always, Celtic. Pre-seasons mean nothing, Conor.
He's addressing what we've talked about the last few days. He doesn't even need to name the names, and I know exactly what he's on about.
Mm-hmm. And then Rory McDonald, another regular view of the show. Ferguson got some reaction, lads, to be fair, but tell you they'll be quick to turn him though. Jesus. And then Donny Nagel says Evans' move is great, but a bit underwhelming the window so far for our players. Would you think it's underwhelming? Would you agree with that, Conor?
It's been quite quiet. I wouldn't have said underwhelming, but like it's gone probably a bit. We've maybe thought the likes of Darryl Shea would have got a move. Nathan Collins might have got a move. Yeah, it's been kind of quiet. I'd say maybe quiet because we just don't know how it's going to end. Like,
I mean, look. Callum O'Dowda moves. What are you on about? Jeez, groundbreaking. Champions League football on the verge of that. Rory McDonald, pure muck. This is at you, Conor, saying Kenny should start over Ida, by the way. Kenny won't be getting near the team. And Celtic naturally agrees.
I didn't say that.
No, it was the Raw Faithful, was it? Or
and Dave. I asked Dave last night as well on the show.
So
we spoke about it. And I said, who would you start? And he quietly said, Johnny Kenny. So blame Dave, not me.
And then Rory has also said, well, Celtic, were you over at Celtic Park over the weekend? What's this King stuff on my profile? Thought this was an anti-royal family podcast. I don't like pre-seasons, Rory. It's pure scutter, says Celtic.
But who's the King? We didn't mention Didsy.
We did. Did we not?
No.
And maybe do any of you know how to pronounce Victor O, the guy going to Arsenal? And that is... Oshinvuna,
yeah.
Oshinvuna, there you go. Not hard, is it? I mean, look, this is why we did say we have set this up, to be honest, to the Raw Faithful. Let you know out there that we didn't want. Dave didn't manage that last night, did he? He can't have managed that.
He asked me before we went on air.
Yeah, he would never have got that right. I mean, he barely knows his own name. And Rory says, waste of time fans be looking at it. Sure, you'd have the likes of Adam and Jota at Celtic taking it handy there, and someone like Kenny will be treating it like it's a World Cup final. And that's just
did Jota not tear his ACL or something? Sorry that I don't think, Rory, I know you're from Cork, and I know a certain Mr. Roy Keane would not be very happy with that attitude, not treating a preseason game like a World Cup final. Every game is as important as the other, and you have to make a marker down for the season ahead. Am I right, Martin?
Yeah, set your marker down without a doubt. Yep. And then Billy and Monty, delighted about Carlo Kilkenny as he's from the former. Would be amazing to have the counties to support in the football. Yeah, I agree with you there. It would be. I enjoyed many a day at Buckley Park over the years, watching the under-21s. I saw Kilkenny play Millwall there. Mick McCarthy was captain just after the 1990 World Cup. I saw them play Norwich as well pre-season when Keith O'Neill was playing for Norwich. That's how far back. That's how old I am, probably. But good crack, actually, going to them games. So, yeah, do miss it. Quista G420, talking about Evan again. He'll be a Roma legend. F the begrudges. And then Tony in LA. How you doing, Tony? A big supporter of the show. Great to see you again involved. Hi, lads. I know it's a bit late in the game, but I've said this before and it's frustrating. Would it not make common sense for HH to be playing free at the back with the amount of good centre-backs we have?
Don't tell Dave.
Don't tell Dave, no.
But we kind of do it. The thing is, Tony, we kind of do play three at the back, don't we, Martin? Like when you watch Ireland, it's probably easier to see when you're at the ground because have that like side view and the camera's you're not just following the ball. But when we have the ball, we kind of go into a back three. It's always kind of it'd be like it would always be O'Shea would drift over to the left, side centre half, Collins down the middle, and then Mr. Doherty on the right, and then Robbie Brady would push up to a wing back on the left, and then it would usually be either Johnson or Festy, or probably it would be Og Bennett when he's fit as that right-sided wing back. So yeah, so we kind of when we have the ball, we kind of go into a 3-4-2-1. So yeah, I kind of said we kind of are kind of playing a three, but it's just when we don't have the ball, we go into a 4-4-2.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, why don't they do what they did at Wembley and play
5 at the back of Collins in midfield, or 4 at the back of
Gary Mulcahy, could see Gary on Facebook. I heard through the grapevine that Martin is being eyed by RTE.
Is that true?
No, I would never leave. They can't afford me. Me and Tubbs. Can't happen. Not to go off on a tangent on this, but I watched the All Ireland hurling final yesterday on RTE, but it was also on BBC Two. And did you realise they show it on BBC Two? They show the football as well, Conor?
Yeah, because I've seen a lot of English people tweeting about it.
Yeah. So it does bring obviously attention to it as well. But it's a bit disappointed they didn't give enough coverage to the Kilkenny centenary team, apart from he who shall not be named.
Yeah, that's probably why.
Yeah, but no, good to see Captain Willie O'Connor, good absolute legend, one of the greatest hurlers ever, leading them out there, brilliant. It's very strange to BBC because it's so commercially minded. You know, they had Rachel Blackmore, the jockey, yesterday. Paul Mescal again. They drag him out to it. Loads of other musicians and things like that. So it's a strange way of approaching it. But anyway, they can't afford me. Is the truth about RTE. Tony in LA. In all honesty, we don't have a lot going for us right now except youth and centre backs. Mm-hmm. Rory McDonald says, Jesus says I'm the number one fan. How about that, Chico?
Oh, yeah.
Tony Nagel. Yeah.
Man, Rory.
There you go. Tony Nagel. Adam Eder must be bewildered. Norwich fans hated him and now getting serious stick from Celtic fans. I think he's a good striker.
He is a good striker, but he always seems to get stick, doesn't he?
He does, yeah. I think does he need that kind of bit? Like we spoke about Obafemi earlier, and he had that big moment against Scotland, and I think Eder has scored some big goals for Ireland, of course. But does he need a 1? Does he need Ireland to beat Portugal 1-0 and Adam Eder gets the goal and has a man of the match performance for kind of to earn the respect? Does he need that kind of moment? Even thinking like Shane Long, people did it on not just obviously the one occasion scoring against Germany again. I remember him scoring at Wembley as well, big goals. As well in other key games. But, some of these players, sometimes they just need that big moment, don't they, to get the respect from the fans? What do you think of that, Conor?
Yeah, I think so. It's kind of always been like that. He did get the goal in fairness against Holland at home, the penalty.
Did he take the penalty?
Yeah, and he also what else did he get? He had that very good performance against Portugal away and stuff. Probably because we lost that game, he kind of gets forgetting. But no, I think that it's just kind of a natural thing because he doesn't really start that all that often with Ireland. I know he has a bit in the past, but anytime lately, he's not really been a starter, which is somewhat of a pity. But hopefully things start to kick on for him soon because he is, as I've said before, he's an extremely talented player, and the only thing he's lacked is consistency because he has all the tools to be an all-round complete striker because he has everything. It's just we just don't see it consistently enough.
Yeah, no, I'd agree with that exactly, and I think a sentiment he kind of shares as well. He does need the love, I think, from the backroom staff as well, and the manager, of course. There we are. Reminding everybody as well, like and subscribe, please, lads. It does help us with our algorithms and all sorts of things like that. And if you are interested in sponsoring the show or getting involved as an official partner, make sure you reach out to us because we've got lots and lots.
Who wouldn't want to sponsor a show that has 2,000 people watching live?
Exactly. Look at the outreach we have, and that's also most interactive out there as well. We want to hear from you, the Raw faithful. So thank you again to nearly 2,000 of you watching this evening. Really appreciate that. Winston Morrison, Obert going Turkey, yeah. Boys on here were saying he may go to League One. Now he's off to a top league. Yeah, we did. We said it's a very, very good league. Martin Fitzpatrick, Ronnie O'Brien, Dave. Have you heard of him? Conor, you're too young. Went from Middlesbrough to Juventus in the late 1990s. Google him. I hope you've done that.
No, I haven't. But we've got a super chat, Martin.
Have we? Where?
Our first ever super chat.
Whoa! Oh, there you go.
Oh. Go on, Martin.
Oh, there you go.
That wouldn't happen with Dave on the show, would it?
No. There you go. Thanks for that.
Yeah. Hopefully this pays for the Armenia trip with 2 Bs. But yeah,
probably buy about 5 beers.
Yeah. And will it get us 5 beers? Oh, you won't be there, but it'll pay for 5 beers for me.
I might have to go now. It's that cheap. Didn't realise it's that cheap, so I'll have to go there.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Tell
you what,
Celtic. Yeah, go on.
Tell you what, the flights are quite cheap. I got the flights to Armenia's cost me like €120, and the flights home are like 150, which I thought it would be more. You'd be paying like 400 in total, or 450, 500. Like,
it's just the timing. Sadly, kids back at school over here and things like that. It's nuts. That's the busiest time of year. I hate that first window. It used to always clash with All Ireland, the hurling All Ireland as well. This international, the first international weekend as well. So it was a problem when Kilkenny were in their pomp back in the 90s and 2000s. Well, actually 2000s really. Ida is one of the great strikers at the moment, says Celtic. I'd only have Harry Kane and Alfie Haaland over him at the moment.
Alfie Haaland's long gone.
Quite a statement. TK, seen Cyrus Christie linked with MLS and Middle East. Cyrus?
Yes, I've seen that. Yeah. Interesting. I've seen championship teams as well, but no mention of any names. It'd be interesting to see where he'd go because he was at Swansea last season and he played about 2 times. He never really played. It was actually at Josh Key, who's eligible for Ireland, was playing it right back over him. So he didn't really play at all. He didn't kick a ball. So I'd be surprised if he went to maybe a top half championship team at all. I'd say be more teams fighting relegation or someone newly promoted. Actually, I've seen it, or I didn't actually realize because I've seen a lot of stuff about Wrexham thinking they've signed barely anyone and they're losing to all these Australian teams on pre-season tour. I was thinking, maybe Gino McLean will be starting regularly week in, week out. But I've seen they've spent a club record fee on a Italian wing back. Well, their club record fee is like 4 million or something, but they've signed a left wing back from Italy, which could signal the end of Jimmy Mack playing week in, week out for Wrexham because as good as a servant he is getting on in years and he's probably lost a bit of pace. So I'm guessing maybe that is either it's the passing of the guard or it's either depth that James McLean will end up being the backup because if you spend that sort of money on a wing back, you kind of have to play them, don't you?
Yeah, agree. Then Nick helps us out here. It's Kasim Pasha. That's a Turkish name.
Oh, thank you, Nick.
And then he says Turkish league is on the up.
Yeah, it is. I've heard something about the tax. They've made tax extremely, extremely low on footballers over there to try and boost up the footballing market. I suppose why a lot of players more now are going to Turkey than ever because Osimhen's going to Galatasaray for like 80 million or something. One of the best strikers in the world, and how they afford him to 80 million, it must be. Must be the government's taxing these players very little that it gives them incentive. Maybe you're going to make 20k a week less or something than where you were, but take the tax away and you're laughing like you've made so much more money throughout the year. Like,
yeah. A bit of a chat here then with Winston says Celtic Symphony, rest man. Celtic says, I'm well rested, stop the silly talk. And then Winston says, if Oba bangs in, meaning Obafemi, bangs in Turkey, he's got to be in the squads over Ida, man. Turkey is clear of Scotland.
I don't want to answer because I'll get in trouble, won't I? You can answer it for me. You answer it for me.
I'm not getting involved. Donny Nagel, Knight, Schmonix, sorry, excuse me, Azaz, McAteer and Parrott, will they be transferred to the Prim this summer?
Knight, it looks 50-50, I'd say. Smodix, no. Azaz, 50-50 as well. McAteer, no, I don't think so. I thought Sunderland might have been an option, but they brought in other wingers. And Parrott, no, I think Parrott will stay at AZ. So I think it's just really Knight and Azaz, unless something develops last minute for Parrott, but I don't see a move, really. I don't see, unless something happened, really.
Yeah, again, like Parrott, if he was just, I don't think so. I don't think Parrott will, because I think, again, he's done very well. He's, respected and obviously called up for the Ireland squads as well. Settled in, playing good. So, if he moves to the Premier League and doesn't play, he's just slipping back down the kind of chain, isn't he? So why would you do it? Obviously quite comfortable there. Then TK says about earlier, see, these are strikers we were talking about when Ireland didn't really have strikers. Scott Hogan, not having him ever for Ireland. Scott Hogan. CJ,
how much money did he go for from Brentford to West Brom? He was the record Irish fee, wasn't he?
Yeah, ridiculous.
He was the record, wasn't he, before Collins?
Yeah, I mean, ridiculous. And miserable. I've seen him around Irish football camps. Miserable sod. I'm just being honest. Just even the lads said, "Jesus, cheer up, will you?" Like, just wasn't
15 million.
Got it. Don't think he really got it. CJ Hamilton, forget CJ Hamilton, don't you?
But that was he's a winger. Like, he wasn't brought in as Kenny was Kenny was trying to bring in different wingers and stuff. And in fairness, you're CJ Hamilton, you got your one cap for your country, or two caps, whatever you got, and you probably more than any of us will get. So I'd say he was delighted with that. Because he was brought in, no one really seen him as a Ireland international really in the long term. But he's playing in League One now, and he's doing all right. Like,
and then also James Collins. I mean, God, that was desperate times, wasn't it? Really, not been bad. I mean, that is a quiz question, isn't it? And with TK then says we're talking sense with Sinks. Yeah, we are. Yeah,
that's the thing. Sinks done in pre-season. Those sense with Sinks when he was given very knowledgeable information.
With just a little bit of a chat there, Conor put it out there: who was better, Adam Ida or Johnny Kenny, and who would start?
I didn't say who was better. I said who should start.
Myself, Jesus Christ,
because that will get us in trouble. The
way you jumped on that there, that's very like someone does. See, it rubs off on you after a while, doesn't it? Yeah, Mr. Volatility. You jumped on me there.
Sorry.
Harsh.
Sorry, boss.
Yeah, what did you say? You said who would start on the first day of the Scottish Premier League?
Yeah.
And it was Ida. Ida says Nick, and Johnny Kenny all the way, says Daniel 2606. So make sure you subscribe to Daniel, and thank you for your support. Nick Can, questions about Irish teams in European football. Has summer football been a success? Good question.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Well, we haven't seen it really in the local levels yet, but for League of Ireland teams, it's the best way to have it for League of Ireland. And you can see it's negatively affecting the league up north. The fact that they're having they're having pre-season and they're playing no competitive matches and coming into Europe, but you can see it's affecting them. So it's a great thing for League of Ireland football.
And then we must screenshot this one. Rory McDonald says the lads voting on your poll are a clueless bunch. If Kenny starts the first game for Celtic, I'll send you £100 donation. Brilliant.
Right. I'll keep someone of that screenshot. Someone clip that.
Yeah. Freddie Simpson, opinions on Deji Santana, Martin or Conor?
Go on, Martin.
Talk to me, Conor.
Ex-Man United academy player from Ireland. Was
he?
Once the fastest player at United. Used to be I think he was all Ireland sprinting champion back in the day. He's coming back from an ACL injury at the moment. He was at Eastleigh last season. He's 22. So very good young player. But I think he is on the mend. Well, like, he's back on the pitch now doing fitness work, and he'll probably be signing for a team very soon in England.
When did he do the ACL? Do you know?
Last season. It was the very first game of last season. Very first game. His debut for the club. He done his ACL, which isn't great.
Okay. And then Nick says Luton will definitely get promoted. Good move for Josh in the long term. I'm adding the Josh bit in there, but yeah, good move in the long term. Dave Potter, again, I think a regular viewer of the show. I'd love to see Johnny Kenny get a chance, whether I prefer to see us get Strelic or some other striker in before the transfer deadline closes, and that's in regards to Celtic. Freddie Simpson, where did you get the hoodie from, Conor? I seen Heimer and a lot of players wearing it. Very nice from Ireland and Castore. That is still available on FAI shop. I was looking yesterday. There's a lot of stuff out there. A lot of the new range 25, 26 is out there as well.
Is it nice and new
some of this stuff? Yeah, there was some nice stuff in there. Yeah, some nice training little bits. And they did do a crazy little kind of golf collaboration, which was very subtle, like a really small Irish badge on like a polo shirt and stuff. But there's some nice stuff out there. I mean, I know they got a lot of stick Castore, but we will see. But yeah, this range
make is nice. That's what I say. The stuff to make is nice. It just doesn't hold up well.
Yeah. I mean, look, that's a lovely top. I've got that myself, and it's quite solid kind of stuff. But it's appearance wise, brilliant. But that's the last range. So there's a lot of discounted and that kind of color green and things like that going on. And they've gone a bit darker now with the new stuff. And then we've got the women's range as well. But there's some lovely, the long kind of coach's coat, like sideline coat. There's all at half price and stuff. So always looking back. And also Sports Direct, I think they get whatever deal they've got with the FAI or Castore. I see stuff on there that I've never seen, even on the FAI stuff. But it's all, I don't know if it's whatever it is, the way they do it. But some nice little bits like that as well. And then you got the footballs as well, which still FAI Umbro for the footballs, which is interesting. Then Rory says, "Yeah, you're always talking about Celtic so much. I thought it's a shite league." Bye.
Who said that?
I don't know.
Rory knows.
TK, any transfer news on Anselmo Garcia McNulty?
I haven't saw that, but I'd say one probably be on the move this summer. Okay. I'm sure.
And Gaelic edits. Keeley is out of the Irish picture now, Conor. We don't agree.
I don't think it helps his Ireland chances being in League One, but I don't think he's out of it because Mark O'Leary's out for 3 or 4 months, which rules him out pretty much the qualifiers. So that means that there's just Bazunu, Kelleher, and Travers. We don't know what is going on with Gavin Bazunu. Will he be starting? We expect Ramsdale to leave Southampton, but will they bring in a replacement? And does that mean Bazunu will want to leave? Because I imagine Bazunu, I'm sure he's been told whether he's going to be number 1 next season or not. Because I see Ramsdale keeps playing for them in the pre-season, but I don't know why you keep a keeper playing if he's not going to be at the club, but I guess just the way they're preparing for next season. But yeah, if he's not playing in the Championship as a sub-keeper in the Championship, you can't pick him for the squad. Like, simple as, I don't think. As much as we love Bazunu and as much of a talent he is, I just don't think it would be right to pick him.
Okay. Celtic boy, Eder hasn't got any stick to write home about. He'd be fine and banging another 20+ goals this season. Kenny's looking good too.
That's it. That's the attitude. Like, why can't you praise both of them? It's always Kenny versus Eder. Why not Kenny and Eder?
Yeah,
love them all.
And then TK, I had to have a look at this, and I don't know if this is genuine or not, or is it ChatGPT? Will Smallbone has hair again?
He must do. He had alopecia, didn't he?
Alopecia, yeah. No, cousin Will, we don't like to talk about it in the family too much. Tony Nagel, you haven't read the comments about Eder by Celtic fans on Twitter. Christo G, Eder is no martyr. He needs to be consistent like anyone at a high level. Yeah, and I think, we know that. And, he got his opportunity with Ireland, scored as well. So it's really important for that. And that's where we've done the shush the time after Heimer. Gaelic edits. Moran being the best centre attacking midfield we've produced in years shows how fucked we are.
That is just ridiculous. Like, what a ridiculous opinion.
Rory McDonald, sure, hungry of the 2 lads at Liverpool. Lads like that will beat us alone.
No, they won't. We literally played against them last summer with the 2 of them both playing, and we beat them. Rory, you should know that. We beat them with the 2 of them playing.
And Nick says, is Kevin O'Sullivan eligible for Ireland? Surely he is with a name like that.
No, it's not.
Martin Fitzpatrick. Sorry, Martin. Don't know what I did. Oh, no, meaning when he addressed me as Dave. Jesus, don't make that mistake. Conor, that is a sick sock hoodie, sick hoodie. How has Will Smallbone grown hair? Yeah,
I don't know whether it's grown back or he's went and got a transplant. I don't know how. Personally, I haven't done much research into alopecia. I don't know if a transplant. No, sure it couldn't be.
Yeah, no, like
unless he's just grown a bit. I've looked, I've searched. It's just a bit of hair. It's a bit like a buzz cut, basically, a very, very short buzz cut.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know much about that kind of hair transplant stuff. Do you?
No. Dave does.
Oh yeah, Dave does. Yeah. Where can I see this? He just
search his name. Just search Will Smallbone on Twitter. And
oh yeah, that's it. Club website. There was a pre-season post from one of the games and a TikTok from Southampton. I know. Look, alopecia obviously is a serious illness as well, so kind of stress related, isn't it? So hopefully, if that is the case, all the best to him, cousin Will.
He has a lot of views from Southampton fans, so hopefully, he can kick on because he is an excellent player.
Great player. Yeah. Oh yeah, here we go. Sorry, it's Jack O'Connor just talking about Elvery's online store, which is kind of the FAI store. In-store Elvery's, you can get Ireland gear for €20 and training tops. Yep, variant sizes and things like that. But yeah, you can get some right bargains there at the moment. Game against Gillingham, I think Jack O'Connor, which is talking about, I think is it Smallbone. Someone tweet the pick and tag Lansdowne Raw. Jack O'Connor, I got up close to Will before. He has a nice little bit of hair on his head.
Yeah, I need you, Jack.
God does never fails to surprise me. Look, yeah, cousin Will. Look, leave the family alone. Don't be coming for my family. No, he's a great lad, to be fair. Yeah. Oh, we've still got a bit, and he's still a pretty boy. There you go. Yeah, look, thank you again for your almost 2,000 watching this in. We're still getting some comments come in, so we will just keep cracking on for a little bit long. Lads, we really need a left back. Murphy, McLaughlin's, Dennis Erkin, Adaramola. Who's most likely to make it in time, if any of them?
Adaramola, I think. Serkin could be F'd at Sunderland. Did you see the sign that Ronaldo used to be at Atletico Madrid for next season, so Serkin could be in the bin. Alex Murphy's done very well at Newcastle, but I think he'll probably go out and loan again. I think Teo will as well, but I think Teo's most ready-made. And I think McLaughlin is he's a centre half really that just kind of filled in at left back last season for Holland. Obviously going to Blackburn now, but I'd be shocked if he doesn't play centre half for Blackburn, to be honest.
And yep, so that's where you can find out. See, ask the question, you get the answers. Hope that's all good for you, Tony in LA. Christo G, it's a bit weird that you're also obsessed with Smallbone's hair situation. And then Jack O'Connor says his missus is smashing. Yeah, just congratulations again to cousin Will on his engagement.
He got engaged like 2 years ago. Why?
I did. I'm just saying, because it come up on the photos. I was looking him up earlier to see the hair transplant, and it went. It wasn't 2 years ago. I don't think it was 2 years ago.
It was at least last year.
Look, there's a lot of Irish footballers get engaged and stuff, and
it was at least last year. Like it wasn't this year.
Yeah,
like you've lost a plot.
For a wedding invite. Oh, nice.
Not
family, look, we our family occasions. I like to go to these things, Connor. It was 3 months ago.
He got engaged.
Hang on.
He got engaged last month of last year on the 21st of June. Oh my God! But just think of it. He got on this date last month of last year. The 21st of June. He put a photo.
I can't really. Do you go look at the photo often, Connor?
What are you on about?
I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, once again, thank you again for the Raw faithful out there for catching up with us this evening. We enjoyed the show, of course, and thank you for your support. Make sure you have subscribed. 1,900 of you viewing along today. So please just check out the YouTube channel and subscribe to us on that, and you'll get notified, of course, when we're doing our live shows and all the latest content as well. We've got some brilliant interviews. You can catch up with David Ford with the Lansdowne Raw live episode we did with Alan Kelly, Ian Hart, and Clinton Morrison back in November last year. Really good fun as well. Even go further back and catch up with our exclusive interview live on stage with Liam Brady, an absolute legend of Irish football, of course. So he was chatting a lot about Evan Ferguson that night as well. So just shows you how quick it goes in football. But check out the YouTube channel. That's where all of those videos are there. The League of Ireland shows, of course, with Conor. And
will it be up on Spotify? It'll be on Spotify in like 5 minutes.
It will be, yeah. So, yeah, it will be on Spotify. And make sure when it is on Spotify, copy the link, put it out in your WhatsApp groups about Ireland football, and say, give these lads a listen, because it should be a good crack. That's what we aim to do here on the show. Really do appreciate your support as always. And Conor, thank you for your time this evening. do love doing the live shows. Always good fun, the two of us, isn't it? This is the real Lansdowne Raw. Yeah. So
Price is not here in the comments tonight.
Yeah, normally he does, but
TK tagged me a TikTok. I seen Small Boom with hair. Thanks, TK.
There you go.
Everyone check out the link on this website. You'll see us here. Why are we so invested into Small Boom having hair?
Yeah. So right, you keep interrupting my outro, and I'm going to get in trouble, as we know. But no, just want to say thank you for your support again. Make sure you've subscribed, and we'll catch up with you very soon in the next live one. All right, all the best.